Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Hello Dave with Down to Earth Astronomy. Now, you might notice that the background has changed slightly, which is one of the things that I've been working on actually last weekend, but unfortunately I didn't manage to get this set up for last week's Hello Dave because, well, we spent most weekend moving the whole office around, so we actually could, so I could put this green screen up behind me. Which was why the video was delayed last week. But here we are, and yeah, as you can see, I got a green screen now. Something that I've been wanting to do for some time, because even though I really liked the blurred background that you can that I could get with the camera, with the living room in the background, problem was when I was recording either late at night or during the day, the background would either be completely dark or very overexposed, so it would make it very difficult to get a proper shot of the background. So I think it's nice that I can now put this up and I can do pretty much, well, put whatever I want now in the background. I'm just going to try and turn off the green screen effect here so you can actually see it. So this is the raw camera footage that you can see here. And let's put that back on. Now, this is a learning process for me. There are still some minor problems. You'll be able to see some noise at close to my hair, and if you look at my headset, I have a small LED that changes color when that goes to green. You can see it also might have to change that. There are some small things, and this is a learning process for me. This is something I have to learn to work with. So I hope I will improve. I hope this is something that will become better with time. But for now, I'm pretty happy with it, and I think I got a good outcome so far. And again, this is stuff like this that I can do because of people over on Patreon. Again, I dedicate all the income from Patreon to improving the videos and buying new equipment and software, as I said before. So if you want to support the channel like that, go over and follow the link in the description to Patreon. That would mean a lot to me. So enough about green screens for now. Let's have a look at Elite Dangerous. Now, in the last week, the closed beta closed, so it was taken down, and the open beta started. So the game is, at the time of this recording, in open beta. That means that everybody can go in, and you can go in the launcher, and you can download the beta client, and you can go and you can test out the upcoming stuff. Now, keep in mind, as I said last week, that not everything is included in the patch already. There are some things that they are holding back that they don't want to tell us about, don't want to show us, because it would be too much of a spoiler. So there are things that will be added in the patch once it go live. That can mean that, well, it's not going to be as well tested as it is when you do a beta patch. I mean, there's a reason why you do a beta patch. That is to test and to help people find bugs. So there might be some of those things that where we will see a larger number of bugs than usual, but I hope Frontier has that covered. A lot of people have been asking when I think the patch will go live, the 2.4 on the live server, and of course I don't know, because as far as I've seen, I haven't seen any official updates from Frontier regarding a time, and it's usually they don't. Normally they give us less than a day's warning when these kind of things go live, but we can guess a little bit, because if we go into the beta, we can actually see there's a community goal that is set to end on the 3rd, I think. Yeah, the 3rd of September, which is Sunday next week. That probably means that they're going to have to probably do it the week after. So I would guess either the 5th or the 7th. Maybe if there's some things, maybe they'll extend it over the community goal period if there are some things they still need to fix. And maybe we're looking into the 12th or the 14th. But it seems like the patch, I mean, at least the stuff that's in there is pretty ironed out. It seems like it's okay as it is right now. So I would expect it to be maybe, well, it will be next week when this video goes up, of either the 5th of September or the 7th, maybe a week later. But I'm definitely expecting at the beginning of September. So hopefully we won't have to wait too long. And then the whole thing starts, because there is a lot of things in the patch that, of course, as I said, they have holding back on, that they haven't showed us. So we'll have to go out and have to try to find those things, of course. Okay, so enough about Elite. Let's move on to some questions. Terminator King asked if there are any space games that I'm looking forward to, and if I've known of the game Warframe. Now, I don't know of the game Warframe. I looked it up, and it seems to be like a fighting game. As someone's pointed out on the comment, that it is more like it's not really a space game. I mean, it's kind of alien-ish that runs around as ninjas and slashes things up. But it's not really that space related. So it's probably not a game that I'm going to feature on the channel. But about the upcoming games, I'm very bad at keeping up to date with what's there. I will sometimes go through Steam and see if I can find something that looks interesting. But I often end up, when I'm playing computer games, I often find a game and then I'm very dedicated towards that game for a very extended period of time. For instance, I played EVE Online for, I think, 7 years until I realized that EVE is one of the games that takes a lot of time to play, at least the way I want to play it. I mean, I need to spend a couple of hours, sometimes late into the night if you're out in a big fleet fight. So that's why I stopped playing EVE Online, because it simply became too time demanding. Now, right now I'm using probably the same amount of time as I would on Elite and YouTube, but well, yeah. Right now I'm pretty dedicated to Elite, and I'm expecting that to stay like that for quite some time going forward. But upcoming games, you cannot really talk about upcoming games, upcoming space games, without mentioning Star Citizens. Now, and people have been asking me this before. I have not bought into Star Citizen, and the reason why I haven't done that yet, when the Kickstarter was out, I had plenty of other stuff to look at in Elite, and I didn't really at that point feel like I needed another space game. If that was that, did I play Elite at that time? I can't even remember if that was Elite. I at least know that I was playing something else at the time, so I didn't really feel like I needed another game. But seeing how the whole development, how delayed the game is, and the amount of credit that they are taking from some of the in-game assets, I don't know. I feel like I want to see a finished game released before I buy into it, because at this point I am in doubt if this game is ever going to be released, and when it's going to be released, if it's going to be something half-assed. What I'm afraid they'll do is at some point the community around the game will be impatient enough that the developers are forced to release something that they maybe not is in the state that they want it to be. But it also seems like the developers of Star Citizens they're determined to have a full game where they've done everything at launch. I mean, and if you go back 10 years, that would definitely have been the way that you would do games. But now I think games gone more into the that you launch a core product and then you expand upon it. Now, how you expand upon it is of course very different. Some game studios will do DLCs, of course. Some will do expansions, like Frontier is doing, which you could argue is also a DLC. But you get my point. Some will just expand on the game and then have people pay for major releases. Some will do subscriptions, because you need to have a constant flow of income. I mean, having just launched the game once, pay for the game, well, if there's no more income after people bought the game, well, there's no money to keep developing the game. So yeah, so that's why I feel like it's going to be a while before Star Citizens come out, because it feels like they're going for that complete game at launch, and then that's it. But again, I don't know. I haven't really kept up to track what's going on in Star Citizens. But anyway, in terms of other space game, as I said, I don't really keep that much up to date with what's going on in terms of the newest and latest space games. So if you have any suggestions, I mean, feel free to post them, and I'll be happy to take a look at them. And maybe I'm going to feature some of them on the channel, maybe not. But one thing that I am missing, though, is another VR space game that I can go and play. I mean, I've tried a few. I tried Eve Valkyrie. It was okay. I mean, I know it's changed a lot, and I hear it's coming to a monitor version, but I think it's going to do a lot for the game. So when that happens, it might be interesting to go out and have a look at it again. I played Alice VR some time ago, also a space-ish related game. in VR. I played Adrift, which was also a very good game. Lots of very good space games in VR, and I'm definitely looking forward to more of those. But I guess I'll have to go in and try and see what's there. And if there's any games that you feel could fit well within the space theme for the channel, again, let me know in the comments below. But I think that's gonna be it for today. I hope you liked it. Let me know what you think of the green screen. I know there are still some things that I need to learn, and it's a learning process. There's still some shadows, and it needs better lighting. But it's all gonna be something I'm gonna be working on gradually as I learn how this whole thing is going. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a like down below and consider subscribing to the channel. And until next time, I will see you guys in space.